Hey, time to make that money this morning. I like this beat. It makes me want to freestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today we'll be talking about Ericsson. Ericsson are making huge moves in the market now. Quite frankly, they've been down around, 13-15%. But let's get into the stock review to see how you can make some money off of Ericsson. Will either be a call option, a put option, or just buying some shares, because right now, they're only around $12 per share. So let's look at this. Now, in the past 5 years, Ericsson has been up 56%, almost 57%, okay? And in the past year, Ericsson has been up 24% the past 3 months, down 14% the past month, 8.27% the past week, been down 7.39%, and today they're down as well. And you're probably trying to ask yourself, Ross, should I buy? Should I buy a put option? If I hold them, do I have them? Should I sell them? I'm telling you to hold them if you got them. If you don't have, this is probably a really, really good time for you to go out and buy. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to break this down for some of you guys who may not be familiar with Ericsson. Now, this is funny. Sony Ericsson was my first phone. Now, I don't believe they're under the Sony brand anymore, but I still know that they're Ericsson. But nonetheless, let's get into it. It says right here that Ericsson engages in the provision of telecommunications, equipment, and related services of mobile and fixed network operators. It operates through the following segment networks: digital services, managed services, and emerging businesses and others. I'm not going to read all of this, but we know that Ericsson is basically a phone company that provide some sort of phones and or phone services, okay? They do have dividends. They almost have 1% in dividends. They're at 0.99, okay? We're going to move on. Ericsson is out of Sweden, if you guys wasn't familiar with that. And again, they're making a lot of moves in the market. Now, we see right here in the headlines that Ericsson has failed 8.1%, but that's absolutely great for investors, because anytime that a company has failed a certain percentage, that means that they have more volume. That means that scarcity decrease and volume increase, which is bad for the company but great for the investor if you know the future projection based on analysis and indicators and data. So with that being said, as we're looking at this particular stock and some of the headline news, what you're going to find out is that the analysts here on Robinhood, which is 27, which is a pretty good number of analysts, are saying 70% buy, 18% hold, and on 11% sell. Now, let me go into what the bulls are saying. I believe what the bulls are saying is very, very important. It says income sources could diversify as licensing revenue from 5G patents may grow through application outside of Ericsson handset manufacturer agreements. 5G may afford Ericsson a longer spending cycle and higher equipment demand than previous wireless generation. Additionally, 5G should create more use of cases for Ericsson software and services within Internet Things, device, and networks. Ericsson turnaround measures are happening at an opportune time. Again, listen to this. Turnaround measures are happening at an opportune time. Management focused strategies should expand operating margins with 5G infrastructure spending, increased top line results. Now, this is very important, this piece of information right here, because it's telling you of its future projections, kind of like alluding to that Ericsson are making moves in the market and they're doing some really, really good things. I'm not going to get into the comparison of other stocks, but what we will do, we're going to look at the range here. We're going to look at how they're really making some really good moves. And quite frankly, I'm even going to break down some of these dividends for you guys. Now, if some of you guys are trying to figure out what the dividends are, guess what? The dividends are only 5 cents. Okay, you're only getting 5 cents. So that's not much when it comes to dividend at all. That's pennies, literally. Now, EPS, I was surprised to see them doing so bad in the past year, but their EPS, earnings per share, is still a plus positive, meaning that they're not operating out of debt. And it seems as though even if they're reinvesting money inside of the company, they're still not hurting at all, okay? Let me move on. Now, here's their year-to-date. Their year-to-date is 11%, which is puny. I always like to see stocks, my particular threshold at 20%. But in the past year, they've been up almost 22%, okay? And the analysts here are saying that it's overbought. Okay, it's overrated, overbought. Let's move on. Now, when it comes to Yahoo Finance, they're saying short term is going to go up, mid term down, and of course, long term going back up again. Now, when I look at this particular indicator here, okay, this is an indicator, and this is, to me, is based upon the deal that they're making with who? No other than Verizon. Okay, no other than Verizon. They're making a large deal with Verizon worth $8.3 billion for a 5G contract for they didn't really say how many years, but they said a multi-year agreement. So let's just go with 3 to 5 years. Okay, let's go with 3 to 5 years that they're making a contract with Verizon, and they're going to use Verizon network in order to expand their capabilities when it comes to 5G. So everybody knows Verizon as one of the leaders in cellular technology when it comes to signal. Like, I've never had Verizon, but everybody who's had Verizon say, oh, it's the best service I've ever had. I've always had T-Mobile, T-Mobile, Sprint. I've had Boost even before, AT&T, and believe me, but in my opinion, and some people may disagree, T-Mobile, I would say T-Mobile, that's what is in my phone, because it maybe work and it maybe doesn't, but it has been more reliable for me than even AT&T. And the way we used to generalize this and put this in sequence is Verizon's number 2, Verizon's number 1, AT&T is number 2, Sprint is T-Mobile is number 3, and Sprint is number 4, okay? So that's how we use the number of Verizon 1, AT&T is 2, T-Mobile is 3, I was about to say it again, and then Sprint is number 4. So when you look at this, these are major moves in the market, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get back into it. Now, as I'm looking at some of their projections here, let me just decrease this just a little bit. I had some information presented for you guys here that I think that was important for you guys to look at. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Now, when I'm going on to Yahoo, you see to the far right the recommendation trends here. You see how we're looking at strong buys when it comes to July. And this information was depicted on the news that came out about the deal with Verizon, because they're going to spend their 5G capabilities through the Verizon network. Now, as we say here, as you can see, that they're always alluding to, the analysts here are alluding to a strong buy. They got it at 1.7, okay, which is still within the strong buy categories, within the strong buy range, moving on to 2. But I like this number here. And again, this stock right now has been falling, and I believe that you guys should buy it because essentially this stock is at a discount. Now, some of you guys are saying, hey, where I think this stock is going to go. So I went over to TipRanks, and TipRanks saying, hey, this stock has an upside of $21, okay? So right now we're looking at, what, $12.02 per share. They're looking at anywhere from a median target of a high forecast of $21 up from $12, and a medium forecast around $13 to $15 per share, okay? And it says right here, based on Wall Street analysis, offering 12-month price targets for Ericsson in the last 3 months, the average price, $21, a high forecast of $21, okay? And again, we're looking at future projections, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some of you guys who may be in swing trading, some of you guys who may be in day trading, this may not be the stock for you, because this is going to be one of those stocks where you have to buy and hold. So with that being said, I definitely believe that there's a long-term call option that can really make you some good money, depending on the expiration date, depending on where you get it. Because again, I might go over there, but let me just go with my Zacks really quickly, because Zacks is saying hold it. Zacks is saying hold it, okay? But if we go over to Robinhood and we go say, I want to buy an option trade, okay? I want to buy a call option because with the deal with Verizon, it looks very, very lucrative. But I want it to be a long term. So I'm gonna go out to 2023. Let's see how much it's gonna cost me, okay? And I believe it's gonna reach $15. So I'm gonna buy a call option. I can tell you how much it's gonna cost you. Okay, max cost $118. That you believe this stock is going to go up to $15 per share. Now, with this being said, okay, I think I may buy one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy an option right now. This is pre-market. Okay, this is pre-market, but I'm gonna go ahead and put $125 because this is very cheap. I want to get into the stock before it blows up, and I believe a call option can really make me some good money, or I can at least break even, okay? Or I can at least break even for this, okay? So let's go back. I might need to do a refresh. Let's see if Robinhood gonna give me this money. Some elevator music while we wait. All right, so we see that the $125 is in there. I'm gonna go back in here and buy me a call option. Let me make sure buy call expiration date is January 20. This is very cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot express to you how cheap this is. This is a buy call option that's expiring in January 2023. I have so much time to make money. I kind of want to buy like 2 options, but I've always, I don't know if I want to spend that type of money. You know what? I'm going to buy one. I know I'm going to be kicking myself in the ass later, but I'm going to go ahead and just buy one. I'm going to submit this. Go ahead. I want to log in. There we go. Done and done. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I bought a call option all the way out to 2023. I know that I'm going to make some money or at least break even. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And 5G is the future, and Ericsson is investing in it. So shall you. I'm out.